If you want to pay off your mortgage faster by 7 years and save tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands in interest, you need this video. The mortgage hack we're going to be talking about in this video is very simple and easy to implement, and it can save you a ton of money. Why would anyone even want to pay off a mortgage? Let's be honest, if you bought a home in 2020 and your rate is under 3%, you probably don't want to pay off your mortgage. But if you're in a home with a higher interest rate and you're paying a lot toward interest over the life of the loan, you may be interested in paying it off early. You might also just want some of the benefits that come from having a paid off home, and you want to feel that freedom that mortgage freedom can bring. When you don't have a house payment, you have a lot of extra money in your budget every single month to put towards your lifestyle, things that you care about, or to invest and save for your future. You can build wealth a lot easier when you don't have a house payment, so there's a lot of reasons why you might want to pay it off. So now let's look at what the actual mortgage hack is and how it can help you pay off your mortgage faster. The mortgage hack is so simple that you're barely going to believe it, but all you do is, instead of making a monthly payment on your mortgage when your monthly payment is due, instead you cut it in half and make your payments bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks you pay half of your mortgage payment. This is all you do, and that will help you pay off your mortgage 7 years faster and save you a lot of money in interest. It's such a simple hack that you barely believe that it can actually achieve that, but because you're paying bi-weekly, you're actually making one full mortgage payment per year toward your mortgage principal. That reduces the amount that you owe, and it allows you to pay it off a lot faster. So let's look at an example of how this looks with real numbers. My friend Jeremy at Personal Finance Club created an example of this, and let's look at his numbers. So in his example, Will and Whitney both had a $300,000 mortgage. They both took out the mortgage at the same rate of 8%. So all of the numbers are the same, and Will decided to do his $2,200 monthly payment, and Whitney decided to do hers in half. So she paid $1,100 every 2 weeks. She paid bi-weekly. It sounds like the same amount up front because you're paying $2,200 per month, but because she's doing it bi-weekly, she will be paying more often throughout the year, resulting in an extra payment. So the results are really awesome. Will ends up paying off his mortgage in 30 years as expected. He pays a lot though. He pays $492,000 in interest. So he did pay his mortgage off, which is amazing, but he did pay a lot in mortgage interest. So he did pay twice as much for his house as the actual purchase price. Whitney, however, did the bi-weekly payments, so she paid off her home 7 years early, and she saved $137,000 in interest. That is so much money and really awesome when you think about it. Just by paying bi-weekly, she was able to pay off her home faster, and she was able to save a lot of money. When you do bi-weekly payments, there are 26 bi-weekly periods in the year. Because she did the bi-weekly payments, she was able to pay every 2 weeks, which is 26 times per year, and that equals 13 full payments. When you set up this plan with your mortgage company, it works a little bit differently with each mortgage company, but most of them will apply a payment toward the middle of the year and at the end of the year directly to principal. So that $1,100 in June, let's say, went straight toward reducing the total balance of her mortgage. Then again in December, that $1,100 she paid on a bi-weekly schedule again reduced the principal. So she was lowering her mortgage a lot each year, and that resulted in 7 years less payments. In this example, Will pays $26,400 per year. Whitney does pay more. She pays $28,600. So they do have a larger amount paid per year, obviously, if you're paying the bi-weekly payments. But because you are paying every 2 weeks, and most of us get paid every 2 weeks on a bi-weekly schedule, it's actually easier for a lot of people to do this system. It's a lot easier to budget for that $1,100 every time you get paid instead of trying to budget for the $2,200 once a month when it's due. This can be a really great way to budget for these big expenses for people, and it saves you so much in interest over time. So I am a huge fan of this mortgage payoff hack. It is super easy. It actually works well with a lot of people's budgets and makes it easier to actually pay your mortgage every single month, and it can eliminate some of the cash flow issues with a big payment every single month. It's also just a great way to save money and pay off your mortgage faster. And if you are really into do mortgage payoff and you want to do it a lot faster, having this set up as your base and then just adding more toward principal every single month as you go gives you a great foundation for paying it off faster. So you're sold, right? If you're in the situation where you want to pay off your mortgage faster, there's no reason not to be doing a bi-weekly payment plan. So a few things to note is that you should definitely not pay extra for anyone to set this up. You don't need an accelerator or anything like that. You do have to check with your mortgage company because each company will handle it differently. Some very rarely do decide not to allow bi-weekly payments. So if that is your situation, that is unfortunate, but most companies make it pretty easy and you can set it up online or give them a call. And the final thing is always make sure that the money is going toward principal reduction. Make sure that twice a year your payment is going straight toward principal reduction. You don't want to pay ahead on your mortgage. You don't want to pay half of next month's payment or get a full month ahead. You want the money to go toward principal reduction. Usually when you set up bi-weekly payments, this is done automatically, but double check to make sure it happens and call your mortgage company if anything goes wrong. So that's it. That's the mortgage hack, and I highly recommend it if you have not tried it out before. And if you want to know some of the benefits of paying off a home and having a fully paid off home, definitely watch this next.